Thanks again to all the sponsors. Thanks to all of you for coming out.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Daniel from Southgate. I just want to say, Derek, I'm a huge fan of yours. Like, you're as a musician and as a person, you're just such an inspiration to me.
Oh, thanks.
I love all your music, but I have to say my favorite album is Scream Dirty Murder. And
Cool.
my favorite song from them is the 3 songs you combined to
Oh, yeah.
make A Dark Road Out of Hell.
Mhm.
I just like how it's so dark and it's resentful. And I was wondering if, like, in the process of writing, have you ever, like, omitted lyrics to say, like, oh, maybe this is too dark? Like, you have songs like Screaming Dirty Murder or, like, Sick of Everyone that are really dark. Do you ever stop and think, like, oh, maybe I shouldn't write this? Maybe it's too dark, or I'm worried what people will think if I write this?
Yes and no. I mean, I did in the earlier times of starting to write really personally about myself, which was on Underclass Hero and then into Scream Bloody Murder. But as time's gone on, I learned that like, if it does make me feel a little uneasy, that's usually the best thing I could be doing. So I usually just go for it these days. But yeah, there's been moments in the past where I'm thinking, is this too personal? Or is this, there are things that I know that the person I'm writing about is going to know that I'm speaking directly to them, which now I kind of like that. because I've had people come to me and say, I know that was about me. So I know that people know, and now when I write it there, I'm like, oh, this person's going down.
That's
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Fatima, and now this question's for Frank and Derek. Do you guys have a favorite song on the new album?
Oh, at the beginning of it, like this early in the process of an album, they're all your favorite.
Yeah.
It's one the record's been out for a while, and you're sick of playing one or two of them or something. I don't know. I like them all right now.
Are you guys in the mode where you're listening to it a lot in the car and stuff like that? Like,
Well, yeah, because we're still wrapping it up, and we're still like going through mixes and stuff like that. So I have to still listen to it a lot, and I will enjoy a little bit of a break at some point soon, because they do start to get over and over again every day. But I still enjoy it, and I still like it. I mean, I'm somebody who kind of, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I like all the songs. From all the past songs, like people ask me, aren't you sick of playing this and playing Fat Lip? I'm like, why would I be sick of it? I wrote it, I love it, it gets a huge reaction, everyone's gonna jump and freak out. Why would I not like that?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm so sick of people, freaking out.
A lot of bands could do well to adopt that attitude. That's a good attitude. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Marisa from Brazil, and I'm stoked for you
Come
guys
to
to
Brazil.
be here. I'm so stoked to see you guys. Derek, I saw you pre-recovery, and it's so nice to see you as you. I'm really happy.
Yeah, can we do a round of applause for Life?
Yeah.
Seriously. It's fucking awesome.
And thank you for coming. I mean, I went here, so it's awesome to see you on that stage. And for anyone who went through what you went through, specifically musicians, do you have any advice to give them when they're in the midst of it?
That's a hard one because everybody's so different in their recovery and what their issues are. So I don't really want to give advice because what works for me may not work for somebody else. And I don't really know. For me, the best thing that I could do was stop listening to everybody who had an opinion of what I was supposed to be doing. Because when I was doing that and going to meetings and doing this and meeting with this person I felt like I was having a really hard time until I just shut everybody out and didn't do anything and just was doing my own thing. Wake up in the morning and not think about what meeting I had to be at and do all this stuff. And then everything became super easy. But that necessarily is not going to work for everybody. So I don't know. That's just the way it worked for me.
Well, thank you for making it work. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Joshua, and I just wanted to know, Derek, you're a great songwriter, and you're a great showman, and I see it with multiple concerts I've been to and stuff like that.
Thanks.
And I just wanted to know, do you have any tips for how to work a crowd like that, just in case, or stage fright or anything like that?
Well, again, I can only say what worked for me, because I had horrible stage fright and talking in front of a crowd. Even right now, like I don't like talking in front of people. But the only way I could feel comfortable about going out there was coming to a realization that you're never going to look good. You know, you're not a good-looking guy like a Brad Pitt or a Johnny Depp or something like that. So don't try to look good, or just make stupid faces, say stupid shit, and because you can't look good. So, and once I realized that, everything became really easy, and then you could say whatever you want, and then you realize you kind of can say anything if you just shout it, and people just react like, yeah, like what did he say? I don't know, but it sounded important. It sounded cool. You know, it becomes really easy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
My name is Andrew, and I'm from Palmdale, which is not far from here.
Cool.
I have a question about, like, playing at certain venues, like, about big and small. Which one do you actually prefer more? Just
I
from
like the
being a
mix.
performer?
It gets boring when you do just one kind of thing, I think. I don't know about you, but
Yeah,
I
mean,
like
they
doing
all-
some small sometimes and doing big ones and just going back and forth. But they're all fun.
Yeah, and they all have their own thing that they're great about. I mean, to play the intimate venues and have the fans and right there
Right in
is
your face,
amazing.
yeah.
And playing massive festivals with a giant production is also amazing. But we have been jumping back and forth to all of them, and it is cool to just change it up and experience different things. But yeah, it's all good.
All right, I'm Saudi. I'm also from Palmdale. I'm actually a friend of Andrew's.
Cool.
And probably Frank. As a drummer and guitar player, I've been playing drums off and on for 10 years. How do you stick to remembering multiple set lists for different genres? Because I know you play with Cruella, SDC, Sum 41, and even with Motley Crue.
Sometimes
you
in
do
the same
spur of the
day.
moment.
That is a great
That is
question.
true. Training. I literally, I've been playing since I'm 3 years old, and I learned not by teachers, by my father's record collection. He actually, it's crazy. Later in life, I'm like, Dad, we never even jammed together, or you never showed me anything. Like, he gave me his kit, headphones, and his records, and I just started playing and learned that way. I really didn't do anything else as a kid. I would come home from school and just play to those records in the basement and just kind of train myself that way. And it's kind of was self-taught. Then I went and learned technique and all those other things. But I've just trained myself that I can hear something once and be able to play it without a rehearsal. And kind of that's one of the things that I really wanted to build out here. And just being a drummer, I'm from New York originally, in LA, like just to offer something different that I don't have to rehearse. I can show up and play that artist's show and let them feel that they were that confident. Like I did that for Scott Weiland as well. I went out, didn't even meet him, walked on stage, met him on stage, and played all those Stone Temple Pilots hits and everything without a rehearsal. And
And his set list was like STP, but he also did Velvet Revolver stuff.
it was everything.
and
It was
solo
covers.
stuff and covers.
It
and
was all across the board. But
you just had to show up like, we're gonna do this T-Rex
Just
song.
self,
You gotta know it.
self-taught, kind of thing. But I mean, I will say though, Sum 41 was a different thing. Like, the two of us worked really, really hard for a really long time over like the last year and a half, just together, working on. I mean, I had to learn the entire catalog. I know B-sides, deep tracks. I mean, because he's like, we're gonna change the set every night, which we do. We didn't play the same set. We would alternate it every other night or whatever, but we'd pull out another song. We'd sound check every day and rehearse. So, we did a lot of work to really get it to be what it is now, which was amazing. And it was just a good time for him and I, musically together. And we actually still do that when we're, in between tours. We'll just get together, run the set together, and all that. But yeah.
Imagine playing for Prince, because I always read how like the set list was always different, and everyone in Prince's bands over the years needed to know everything, and it's like at a certain point that dude had like how much stuff?
Even like James Brown and that kind of stuff. Like he had
Yeah.
two drummers on stage, and if he wasn't feeling one, he'd point to the other one. So you literally just would sit there with your sticks. And I went and watched it, and it was insane. Like if he wasn't feeling one thing or one guy missed something, and you'd have to jump in like, a half a bar into a chorus, and just like you were playing the whole time. I mean, It's crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes, like Chuck Berry sometimes has the promoter arrange a backing band
Yeah.
and just shows up and tells that backing band what they're about to play, like on stage. I mean, it's guys that can do that is crazy. Yes.
Hey, so I'm Zien from Malaysia. I love you guys. So basically, I just want to ask both of you, if there was a band that has already broken up and you guys will actually want to watch them again, who would it be? Like a favorite band that has already broken up.
You ready for Motley Crue to come back yet?
A band's broken up. Oasis.
Yeah.
I was expecting that.
I don't suppose you saw Liam's tweets like 2 weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
One of them said, fuck Oasis.
Was it fuck or was it fook?
I believe it was Fook. Usually it's followed by students. Fucking students. What about you? You got one?
I mean, just because it'll never happen again, but like seeing Zeppelin with, Bonham, that was one that I never got to see that my parents saw, in the 70s and all that. That would have been amazing to see. Or
Guns
Queen.
N' Roses with Slash and Duff. That'll never happen. All right, this is going to be the last question, so.
Hi guys. First of all, I'm really grateful for this opportunity to come see you and talk to you. My name is Holly. I'm from Russia. Yeah, and you were like one of my biggest influences when I was 12 to go out and play music. I started playing the drums, the guitar, singing. Yeah, so thank you guys for that. And I'm really happy that Dave is back in the band. And do you guys feel that it brings you some influences from your early albums material, like some old sound, and maybe it kind of mixes with your new sound? Do you feel something like that?
I guess it probably does because of the way he plays. Like, it instantly sounds like Dave when he plays. Like I was saying before, for whatever reason, the three of us, we could all play the same thing, but it just sounds completely different. So I guess since Dave hasn't been around for the last two albums, that would probably be a thing that you, at least to my ear, I hear it right away that it's a sound that we didn't have on the last two records when he's playing those parts.
Okay, thank you so much. Looking forward for a new album.
Cool.
Awesome. Derek, Frank, thank you so much for joining us, the MI Conversation Series. Really like having you here.